Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thanks for clicking on this video, and if you are returning, thank you for spending some more of your time with me this week. I decided that I'm going to, well, you'll notice that last week and this week my outfit is the same because I just filmed the videos back to back. So today I'm going to be going over plants that I have been struggling with. So if that is something that you would like to see, then please stick around. Okay, so excuse me. The first plant that is on the struggle bus for me is my, oh, I'll take it out of here, Monstera Partita. Many of you will remember or would have seen that my Monstera Partita had one lone leaf. I think that I overwatered it, maybe? I'm not quite sure. I have found lately that terracotta is not necessarily my friend. It is good for certain plants, but I don't know if it's because of the way that I water. I think that my plants being in terracotta are dry too long. And then when I go to water them, I end up damaging them in some way. And I think that was the case with this one because this one was in a terracotta pot, just a 4-inch terracotta pot. And the decline after a while was just really evident. The leaf went yellow. So what I decided to do was I cut the leaf off. I took the stump. Well, I did check the roots. The roots actually looked really good. So what I did was I cut off the roots that were rotted around the bottom and I put it in a nursery pot. And this is where we're at. So far so good. I did this, I was actually going to film it and I didn't. I don't know why. I think it was just a crappy day. And I just kind of wanted to get a bunch of stuff like that done. I had done a big root check and stuff. So yeah, this is what's left of my Monstera Partita. It looks okay, like it might actually make it, which would be awesome. So I'm going to keep a close eye on that one, and hopefully I can get it back. And, oh, okay. Next. Okay, so next up is my Philodendron Melanoni Eye. This I got almost a year ago, and it was okay for the longest time. I don't know what happened. Actually, what I think happened was I think that the medium that I had it in was too airy. It was full, pretty much more bark than anything else. And I think that the plant itself had trouble retaining moisture and stuff. It was in a 5-inch pot. I think it was a 5-inch. I can't remember now. But I took it out, same thing, root checked. There wasn't any roots that were rotted, but there was not a significant root system at all either. which is interesting because when I got it, it did have a substantial root system. and it just didn't do anything. But I can say that since I put it in this little pot, and I've been, you know, monitoring it closely, it has perked up quite a bit. Like all of the leaves were just flat and not doing anything at all. And I mean, I'm gonna lose a couple, but just like this one here alone, just seeing how perked up these leaves are, I have faith that it's going to survive for me. And which is awesome, because I would really like to see what this looks like when it's matured. But right now we just can't get it out of like baby status. I think that it gave me, in the entire time I've had it, it gave me like a side offshoot leaf, and that's been it. So it's obviously been struggling for a long time, and it's been hanging in there for help. So I'm hoping that this one makes it. I think it will. It seems okay so far. So I think it'll make it. Okay, this one is a twofer one. You can see behind me that I have got my Monstera and Sonyi wide form or round form. I just put a 4-foot cedar post in there for it to grow up. But essentially I had two Sonyi's. I also have the narrow form. The narrow form last year, because the whole Thrips battle of 2020, that one took it hard. And this is one of those things, again, where I was talking about the terracotta pots and just the way that I water was a potential problem for the plant. So for the longest time, it was pretty much just stopped. Like, let me show you. Okay, so this is one. I took it out of the pot, I split it into two because I did do the root check. This specific portion of the plant did have quite a bit of root rot going on, but there was a large root system. I mean, it was in a 10-inch terracotta pot, I believe, and it had an extensive root system. It took me almost a half an hour to separate and weed through the roots to separate this into two different plants. But this one was definitely the worst of the two. So I don't have high hopes for this. I mean, it was yellowing beforehand. I tried to stop it by cutting it off, but it's still yellowing, and that's fine. These two don't look too bad. This one is yellowing, but it hasn't seemed to spread any further. Huh, interesting. It's like just the backs of the plant is yellow. The front sides are more green, and then the backs are yellow. But either way, I did split it into two. So there's that portion there, but then there's also this portion. And ever since I split it up and put it in the pot, I have got a new growth point that is coming in right here. This little leaf right here came in, and this leaf here has just come in as well. So obviously out of the two, this was the healthier section of the plant. I'll probably just cut off that leaf. But this was the healthier section of the plant. And as long as I can salvage something of it, it was actually the first Sonyi that I got. It was really full and lush, got thrips, died, and all that stuff. But I can't find a narrow form now as easily as I found this one. I found this one right away. You know, I could probably check the website that I got it from initially last year. Was it last year or was it the year before? No, I think it was earlier last year. So I've had this one, yeah, I've had this one over a year now. And I mean, there's no fenestrations on the leaves or anything like that. They'll come back though. I have the utmost amount of faith because this specific plant is just showing me so much more. If it gets to the point where they both start to grow back again, then I will probably put them back together. I do love the terracotta pots, so now that I have so many of them that I'm starting to switch plants out of, I'm starting to seal and paint them instead, which is fun for me at the same time. So yeah, so that is my Monstera and Sonyi narrow form that I'm struggling with. This Glionema, I think it's a Wishes. It could be a pink Dalmatian. I don't know. It was full when I got it, and it is not now. I have had so much trouble, in a way, with my Glionemas. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 Glionemas. And out of the 4 of them, my Silver Bay, which is the only like green and silver one, is the only one that doesn't give me a problem. Oh wait, no. I stand corrected. My Red Emerald as well does not give me any issues. When I first got, this was the very first Glionema that I got. My daughter gave it to me, which is why I'm kind of fighting so hard for it. I don't think it's going to make it, but you know. And also these pots, as I've said before, they're self-watering pots. They just suck unless you have something that is in LECA, as far as I'm concerned. Every plant that I have put in one of these pots, even if it's a moisture lover, nope, hasn't made it. I've had to take them out and do other things with them because they're just super, super crappy for me. I don't know if anybody else out there has them and they've used them. I believe they're T4U, just from Amazon, self-watering pots. But yeah, they don't cut it for me. Anyway, so this Glionema I've had the most trouble with. I try not to water them too much because, as far as I understand, they don't need a lot of water. I kind of wait for them to slump over a little bit before I water them. I also have a Red Siam. The Red Siam has given me a few issues, but it is still growing leaves. It is still a lush plant. It's still going. It's just the leaves are really small. I don't know if that was because of winter growth. We'll see what happens as time goes on. But for now, this is just the worst one. And the Silver Bay is just amazing. Like that, I have no trouble with that one whatsoever. But for everybody saying that they don't need a lot of water and they survive, mine visibly show me when they need water. Like they're dramatic, like almost peace lily dramatic when it gets to that point. Except for this one. This one didn't tell me anything. So I guessed, and apparently I was wrong. So that is my Glionema, one of them. Okay, we're almost done. I've got 2 more here for you. And, okay, so this one I'm not expecting high hopes from, just because, oh, it looks like it needs to be water. Just because I picked up just a basic hybrid Etherium, trying to learn more about taking care of Etheriums, because I would like to get Etheriums in the future. There are so many of them that I am highly attracted to that I want to get. Whoops. I did get an Etherium pedatum at one point, and it died really quickly. So I've only had this one for a few months, maybe even only 2 months, I'm not sure. It was big, it was lush, it did not have any flowers, so I actually don't know what color the flowers will be if I can get this to flower eventually one day. But I do have to say that I am proud of myself in a way that it has given me this new leaf. And this tiny itty bitty new leaf right here. I probably need to water it more often because they do like to be moist. So I have seen, oh, and there's another growth spike. So I do have hopes for this one because I really want to be able to take care of other anthuriums. And this is pretty much just to get my feet wet because I really, 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 really want more anthuriums in my world. So this is just my little hybrid. I hope I can get it to flower because I would love to know what color the flowers are. Okay, this one is the last one, and the one that I am the most hopeful for. The most hopeful for this one. Oh, okay, so some of you guys know that I have had problems with my Gloriosum. I bought a Gloriosum a while ago, last year. I've had issues, and again, I'm going to attribute this to being in a terracotta pot. Maybe I'm such, like, I'm a helicopter plant parent, so maybe because I am, no, see, that doesn't even work. It would make no sense because you would figure that I would water them more. Anyway. So this one is definitely due, as far as I'm concerned, to being in a terracotta pot. I had moved it from moss to plastic, from plastic to terracotta, because I did not want to risk root rot. And I almost lost the entire thing. So the last plant, and the one that I hope comes back the most, along with my Sonyi, is my Philodendron Gloriosum. This is what's left of it. And this has actually grown from what I had before. I do have another Gloriosum. I thought that I had ordered a Glorious, but it turned out that it was a Gloriosum. And that's okay. That one is like happy and healthy and thriving. It's still a baby, but this one, because it was the first one and because she is such a fighter, I hope she comes back. And I don't know if you can see it, but she does have a leaf that is just trying to come through. So I don't want to put it into another pot right now while it's doing this. At the same time, I don't want to overwater it, but it is putting out a new leaf and I would love to give it a little boost, but I'm terrified to do that. I don't want to lose this one. Isn't it funny how plants can mean so much to you and you don't even realize it? Specific plants. But yeah, so hopefully I can bring this one back. You know, I feel hopeful about quite a few of these. And all I need is for this one to push out that leaf. Push out that leaf and we will take it from there. But yeah. So that is it, guys. Those are the plants that I am struggling with. There was 6 of them that I have been struggling with. I am in the process of swapping things over a bit now. Oh, I mean, I kind of have another one, but we're not going to include it because it's a calathea, and there's just always a struggle with a calathea. But yeah, I think that is it, and I hope you are all safe and well. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Like and consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!